Welcome back, everybody. Get ready for a wild one, because today we're diving headfirst into the crazy world of business in 2024.
Yeah, I think less boardroom and more roller coaster.
You got that right. We're talking big names, taking big hits, surprising struggles, comebacks you wouldn't believe.
It's like, when Cat Williams walks out on stage and you just know it's about to go down.
Exactly. 2024 is that. But for the companies we thought were untouchable.
And just like a Cat Williams bit, there's a whole lot more going on beneath the surface. We're talking a fundamental shift in how businesses got to operate now.
Okay, so let's unpack this corporate chaos, our main source this time around, which is conveniently titled Corporate Chaos: How Spirit Airlines, Big Lots, and other iconic brands are fighting for survival in 2024. It doesn't sugarcoat anything.
It really drives home the point that even those brands we grew up with, the ones that seemed like they'd always be there, they aren't invincible.
Not more, apparently. So what's changed? Why is 2024 the year things went haywire?
It's not just one thing, right? It's technology changing faster than anyone can keep up with. It's how we shop, how we live.
It's like someone flipped the game board and no one knows the rules anymore.
Exactly. Some companies are figuring it out faster than others, though. Let's kick things off with Spirit Airlines. Remember that whole will they, won't they with JetBlue?
Oh man, that whole saga had more twists and turns than I don't even know. But the deal's dead. And now Spirit's in a free fall. What's the deal? Can they pull up, or are we watching a crash landing?
Well, that failed merger left them hanging out to dry, and the airline industry is brutal, even at the best of times. Now,
Hmm.
we're talking bankruptcies on the table.
Seriously. I mean, I remember when airlines going bankrupt was a huge deal, like once in a blue moon kind of thing.
It's more common than you think, honestly. That whole boom and bust thing, it hits airlines hard. Chapter 11, that's where a company restructures all its debts and finances. It's almost become a strategy for airlines in trouble.
So there's hope for Spirit. They could actually come out of this stronger.
It's possible, but it'll take more than just moving some numbers around. They've got to convince investors to get back on board, and just as importantly, they've got to win back passengers.
Speaking of changing how people do things, let's switch gears from the wild blue yonder to a store I think we've all been to. Big Lots. Everyone loves a good bargain, but things aren't looking so hot for them these days. They're shuttering stores left and right, and the future's murky at best.
Big Lots is like the textbook case of a traditional retailer trying to make it in the age of, well, buying everything with a click.
No kidding. I'm as guilty as anyone. Why deal with parking and crowds when I can get it delivered to my door?
And that's Big Lots' problem in a nutshell. They've got bottled that treasure hunt feeling you get in their stores and bring it online.
Interesting. So not just trying to recreate the store, but finding their own thing in the digital space.
Exactly. Maybe they go all in on those unique overstock deals or flash sales online, something like that.
Okay, so that's a challenge for sure. Now this one has me stumped. BurgerFi, right? They had that trendy, better burger thing going on, quality ingredients, the whole 9 yards. So why are we talking about them in bankruptcy?
You're right. They were riding a wave for sure. But here's the thing. Even a great burger isn't enough in today's market, especially not after everything the restaurant industry has been through.
So it's bigger than just what they're serving.
Way bigger. We're talking about a perfect storm hitting the restaurant world. Inflation's making everything cost more. So how do you keep prices reasonable and still, not go broke?
And it's not just the food, right? I mean, you hear everywhere about restaurants struggling to find staff.
Oh, absolutely. Finding good people, keeping them, that's the million-dollar question for restaurants right now.
Yeah, because it's not just about pay anymore, is it? People want, I don't know, more flexibility maybe.
It's a whole different ballgame. Stable hours, less stress, feeling valued.
So BurgerFi is caught in the middle of all that, with costs going up and staffing nightmares.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you wonder, if they're struggling, who isn't?
That's the thing. No one's safe. But it also shows if you can adapt, if you can roll with the punches, there's opportunity there. Speaking of which, let's switch gears from a, well, not so happy story to one that's surprisingly upbeat. Red Lobster. Yeah, you heard that right.
Red Lobster. Okay, now I got to know more. What's the deal? Did they finally ditch the Cheddar Bay biscuits and go all health food on us?
Not quite, but they did some serious soul searching, that's for sure. Brought in a whole new leadership team, fresh eyes.
New CEO, right?
Yeah.
Something about them being at P.F. Chang's before.
That's the one, and they came in ready to shake things up, saw that Red Lobster needed a serious makeover, not just a menu change.
So, new sheriff in town, but what do they actually do differently?
They got laser focused on the bottom line, which, let's be real, sometimes means tough choices, streamlining operations, figuring out what's